JKB back with another episode. Today on the show I'm reviewing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Thank you to Nintendo for sending over the review copy. I've been a fan of fighting games since I was a 13-year-old boy. It was always about who was the best at what game. And when it came to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, I was the best. That feeling of being able to be the best at something at such a young age for me helped build my confidence. At least that's why I enjoyed playing games against my friends when I was really young. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a love letter to the 13-year-old JKB. It's raised the genre bar for fighting games so high that other fighters will need to step it up, or they won't even come close to what you get in Smash Ultimate. The game is designed to be simple for kids and complex for older players. The objective of the game is to knock your opponents off the stage. You'll build up damage on your opponents during the match by using different attacks on them, and the higher the percentage that they've gained during the battle, the further the players will fly into the air when you hit them. There's many different ways to play the game, be it the Smash mode where you can design your own preset rule book. Maybe you have 8 friends over, well you can do that too in Smash mode as well. There's also something called Squad Strike where you pick a team of 3 to 5 characters and battle it out until one squad is left standing. You can also set up tournaments where you can add up to 32 players to compete. This is great if you want to set up a tournament bracket on screen with your friends, but are just kind of lazy to fill out the paperwork. There's special Smash mode where the game forces you to choose a different character after every match. Now, this is a great way to experience all of the different fighters in the game and figure out which one you'll want to use as your main. And of course, the classic mode returns. This is where you fight multiple fighters in a linear series of matches to reach the end. You also go up against boss battles at the end of each of your paths. And lastly, there's an adventure mode called World of Light. This is where you'll kind of consider it to be the story mode of the game. A monster has defeated all of the fighters except Kirby, and Kirby has to set out on an adventure across a gigantic map to save everyone. Without getting into too much detail because I hate to spoil anything, I'll say the map is gigantic, and the way that they've set up this adventure mode will keep you playing for months. The one thing I have to bring up is the way you unlock characters. You'll randomly come across character battles as you play the game. There are so many characters in this game that you'll be unlocking them almost every 2 to 4 fights, and these battles are completely random. You can be in the middle of another game mode, and out of nowhere a character will just show up and you'll be tossed into a battle. You'll be able to fight the character that has shown up, and if you win, you'll unlock that character to use in the game. I love the idea of this game because kids can simply pick it up and start smashing the buttons and have a good time. But if you consider the gameplay mixed with the number of items that can be used during the battles, you'll start to see that this game has a level of depth that isn't easily seen from the outside. Now, for the items, they will randomly drop into battle in many of the game modes. These items have a ton of different effects on the characters. It would be impossible for me to list all of them in this review, but I've seen so many from past Nintendo games and even some from the third-party characters games. The items are another level to the battle that will take you a while to understand, but once you mix it with your character's moveset, you'll start to know what items you really want to pick up and when you need to use these items. The good news is that there's a training mode that's designed to let you fool around with the characters on any of the levels in the game. However, I think it's best to do your training by watching other players play the game, and this is where something special happens. The online mode has a spectator mode where you'll be able to just turn it on and watch other players battle it out like it's a TV show. You can study their moves, you can sort of see how they're playing the game, and that's perfect for people like me who want to get better at the game. This mode is a lot of fun, and it seems to run just fine. And as for the online matchmaking, which can be put into the background as you play the game, I had no issues playing online with some of my friends. There was some lag here and there, but I think it came down to my opponent's internet connection. There's so many little surprises in the game that kept a smile on my face the whole time I was playing. I think for me personally, this game is about figuring out which character that I relate to the most. As you know, I'm a huge, fan of the genre, and when it comes to fighters, I like sort of a mix of close combat and projectiles, and as you play this game, you start digging into the movesets and figuring out which character you want to use. It becomes an addictive process. It's like a game of chess. You can make the wrong move and that'll be it in a battle. And that's why it's important to study the characters. And with as many as you can do in the game, it's not a lie to say that you'll be playing this game for months without even scratching the surface of it. Overall, Nintendo has delivered another stellar gaming experience. It's hard to overlook the charm of this game because I've been a fan of Nintendo since the 80s. It's the perfect blend of that Nintendo magic, and its core is really a solid fighting game. But it's draped over with this just whimsical, magical environment that is just pleasing. This is my 2018 fighting game of the year. I'm going to give it a solid, well, I'm going to give it a perfect score. It's the best. It's a must-own for anybody that owns a Nintendo Switch. There's nothing like going over to your friend's house with your Nintendo Switch and being able to play Smash Brothers anywhere. I took the system over to my friend's house for his birthday. He doesn't even game anymore, and he had the controller in his hand for maybe 20 minutes. And within that 20 minutes, he already understood the whole game and was having a blast going through the different characters, trying to figure out which fit him the most. So much so that he's going to come over to my house on my birthday to keep playing the game. This is one of the most addictive experiences I've had in quite some time. I am so happy what they have delivered in this game. The amount of characters that you'll have to go through is just absolutely absurd, and it brings it to a level that almost makes other fighting games look silly in comparison. Lastly, I gotta say thank you for watching, and if you like my review of Smash Brothers, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. I'll see you in the next episode of JKB.